Standard Chinese, a modular approach. Orientation Module, Unit 2, Production Tape 1. In this unit, you'll learn how to ask and answer yes-no questions and questions about people's names. You'll also learn how to exchange polite greetings. On the comprehension tape of this unit, you learned about yes-no questions with Ma. Here is a live example.
她是王太太吗？
她是王太太。
Again.
她是王太太吗？
她是王太太。
Here it is with the English following. Try translating it.
她是王太太吗？
Is she Mrs. Wang?
她是王太太。
She is Mrs. Wang. Notice that the question here is exactly the same as the answer except for the yes-no question marker Ma at the end. Try repeating the question. Is she Mrs. Wang?
她是王太太吗？她是王太太吗？
Here's another example of a yes-no question, live.
你姓胡吗？
我姓胡。
Again.
你姓胡吗？
我姓胡。
What would this mean?
你姓胡。你姓胡。
It would mean, your surname is Hu. Now let's add Ma. What does this mean?
你姓胡吗？你姓胡吗？
It means, is your surname Hu? Adding Ma turns a statement into a yes-no question. Try repeating, is your surname Hu?
你姓胡吗？你姓胡吗？
You know how to give affirmative answers to yes-no questions. You answer them the same way you would answer who and what questions. Now let's take up negative answers. You'll remember that the negative of the verb 是 is 不是. Listen for 不是 in this exchange, live.
你是马明礼吗？
我不是马明礼。
Again.
你是马明礼吗？
我不是马明礼。
Here it is with the English.
你是马明礼吗？
Are you Ma Ming Li?
我不是马明礼。
I am not Ma Ming Li. Try repeating 不是, the negative of 是. Notice the rising tone on 不.
不是。不是。不是。
Try repeating the answer, I'm not Ma Ming Li, in the exchange.
你是马明礼吗？
我不是马明礼。
Again.
你是马明礼吗？
我不是马明礼。
Now try answering, I am not Ma Ming Li, ahead of Mr. King, and repeat after him.
你是马明礼吗？
我不是马明礼。
Again.
你是马明礼吗？
我不是马明礼。
You'll remember that the negative of Xing, to be surnamed, works the same way. Listen to this live exchange.
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
Again.
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
Try repeating 不姓, the negative of Xing. Again, notice the rising tone on 不.
不姓。不姓。不姓。
Try repeating the answer, my surname is not Hu, in the exchange.
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
Again.
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
Now try answering, my surname is not Hu, ahead of Mr. King.
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
Again.
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
In the following exchanges, Miss Hu is questioning Mr. King. The only other person present is Mrs. Ma. Take the part of Mr. King and answer ahead of him, answering in the negative whenever it is appropriate.
你是王大年吗？
我是王大年。
你姓王吗？
我姓王。
他是马先生吗？
他不是马先生。
你姓胡吗？
我不姓胡。
他是马明李太太吗？
她是马明李太太。
他是马小姐吗？
她不是马小姐。
你是王先生吗？
我是王大年。
你姓马吗？
我不姓马。
Now listen to this live conversation.
你姓马吗？
不姓马，姓王。
Again.
你姓马吗？
不姓马，姓王。
Notice that Mr. King does not put a subject in his answers. It's obvious from the context that the subject is I. Now you try it. Answer Miss Hu's question saying that your surname isn't Ma, it's Wang.
你姓马吗？
不姓马，姓王。
Try it again.
你姓马吗？
不姓马，姓王。
Now let's turn to another topic. How to ask for someone's surname in a polite way. You've already learned how to ask someone's surname one way. Listen.
你姓什么？
我姓王。
Translate it.
你姓什么？
What's your surname?
我姓王。
My surname's Wang. Now listen to a more polite way to ask someone's surname.
您贵姓？
我姓王。
Again.
您贵姓？
我姓王。
You'll notice that the answer to the polite question is the same as the answer to the plain question. 你姓什么? Essentially, there is no difference in meaning, only a difference in formality. Take the part of Daniel King and answer the polite question about your surname.
您贵姓？
我姓王。
In the question, 您贵姓, politeness is expressed in two ways. Instead of saying 你, a more polite form of the word you is used. Listen to the speaker.
您。
Notice that 您 is in the rising tone, while the plain form of the word you, 你, is in the low tone. Repeat the polite form of you after the speaker.
您。
The second way politeness is expressed in the question 您贵姓 is by using the respectful word for surname, 贵姓, literally precious surname. Listen.
贵姓。
Both syllables of 贵姓 have the falling tone. Try repeating it after the speaker.
贵姓。
Now repeat after the speaker. Your surname?
您贵姓。
Again.
您贵姓。
What's the polite form of you?
您。
What's the plain form for you?
你。
What's the polite word for surname?
贵姓。
Now let's switch from the polite to the more personal and learn how to ask for someone's given name. Listen to this exchange.
你叫什么？
我叫大年。
Again.
你叫什么？
我叫大年。
The verb in the question and answer is 叫, to be given named. It has the falling tone. Listen to be given named.
叫。
Repeat to be given named after the speaker.
叫。 叫
Repeat the question, what's your given name, after the speaker.
你叫什么？你叫什么？
Again.
你叫什么？你叫什么？
How would you ask, what's his given name?
他叫什么？
Now you take the part of Daniel King again and answer the following question.
你叫什么？
我叫大年。
Again.
你叫什么？
我叫大年。
Now, someone is asking you about a person on the other side of the room whom you know as Ma Mingli. Try answering his questions.
他姓什么？
他姓马。
他叫什么？
他叫明理。
Try it again.
他姓什么？
他姓马。
他叫什么？
他叫明理。
To review the various questions asking names, I'll give you the English and you give the corresponding Chinese. Let's start. Your surname?
您贵姓？
What's your given name?
你叫什么？
What's your surname?
你姓什么？
My given name's Danian.
我叫大年。
What's his surname?
他姓什么？
Your surname?
您贵姓？
Let's turn now to other polite expressions, greetings and the like. Listen to this live exchange.
你好啊，
我好。
Again.
你好啊，
我好。
Here it is with the English. How are you?
你好啊，你好啊，
I'm fine.
我好。我好。
Try repeating the word for to be fine.
好。好。好。
Remember that 我, I, normally in the low tone, becomes 我 in the rising tone before the low tone of 好. Saying two low tones in a row is always avoided in this way. Try repeating I'm fine.
我好。
Now try replying to Miss Hu and repeat the answer.
你好啊，
我好。
Again.
你好啊，
我好。
Let's continue the conversation. Listen.
你好啊，
我好。你呢？
好，谢谢。
Again.
你好啊，
我好。你呢？
好，谢谢。
Try repeating and you. N is in the high-pitched neutral tone.
你呢？你呢？你呢？
Now try replying to Miss Hu. Say I'm fine. And you?
你好啊，
我好。你呢？
Again.
你好啊，
我好。你呢？
Now let's go through the same conversation with the roles switched. Try repeating, how are you?
你好啊。你好啊。你好啊。
You'll remember that, word for word, this is something like, you are fine question mark. Notice that the neutral tone of is high-pitched. Try repeating, how are you, again.
你好啊。你好啊。你好啊。
Try asking, how are you, and repeat.
你好啊。
Try repeating the word for thank you.
谢谢。谢谢。谢谢。
It starts with the same sound as xing. Repeat thank you again.
谢谢。 谢谢，谢谢，
Try saying thank you.
谢谢，
Try saying fine, thank you.
好，谢谢。
Now try asking Miss Hu, how are you? And then reply to her question.
你好啊，
我好，你呢？
好，谢谢。
Again.
你好啊，
我好，你呢？
好，谢谢。
If you feel you need more practice saying the sentences we've covered on this tape, try translating the following English lines. The Chinese follows after the pause. Are you Mrs. Wang?
你是王太太吗？
Is your surname Wang?
你姓王吗？
What's your surname?
你姓什么？
My surname's Wang.
我姓王。
Is he Ma Ming Li?
他是马明礼吗？
Your surname?
您贵姓？
What's your given name?
你叫什么？
Is she Comrade Fang?
他是方同志吗？
Your surname's Hu?
你姓胡？
Sir, your surname?
先生，您贵姓？
Thank you.
谢谢。
You are Miss Hu Meiling.
你是胡美玲小姐。
His surname's Ma.
他姓马。
I'm fine.
我好，
He is Mr. Ma Ming Li.
他是马明礼先生。
How are you?
你好啊，
She is Mrs. Ma.
他是马太太。
What's his surname?
他姓什么？
And you?
你呢？
Miss, who are you?
小姐，你是谁？
She is Comrade Fang.
他是方同志。
This is the end of the tape. End Orientation Module Unit 2, Production Tape 1.